What's poppin', my lyrical heads? Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you're at. I hope you are Gucci. Now, enough with all the pleasantries. We know why we're here. We're here for the reaction. Y'all know what time it is. It's time to get into this Ren Money Game Part 3. This has been long awaited. This thing dropping. Golly, I definitely already reacted to 1 and 2, so definitely go check those two out. But I've been waiting for this for a minute. I'm excited to get into it, see what Ren's talking about. Golly, well, I kind of already know what he's somewhat to be talking about from his previous two, but either way, I'm excited to get into it. Haven't heard anything about it yet. Just pretty much got home, had to take care of some business and do what I had to do. You know what I'm saying? But less of me, more Ren. Let's get into it. I'm just gonna say Ren. I'm assuming that's Ren on the piano, but I'm just gonna say my man is super talented. Golly, my man just be over here getting it, doing what it does. Golly, you know what? I am here for it. God damn. My man's over there looking snazzy. You know what I'm saying? Getting the cuff links all nice and ready. You know what I'm saying? Got the hair right. My man looking pretty damn handsome. Pause. You know what I'm saying? But I also like how he brought in the same melody of what he did with Money Game to the ending of that, and how this is somewhat of the same melody. So I'm liking how he did that. But let's get back into it.
Let me tell you a story about a boy named Jimmy. 1 year old and his first words were mine, mine, gimme. 2 years old he was walking, 3 years old walking quickly. 4 years old he was running round the pavements of his city. 5 years old and his daddy told him, listen here son, you gotta learn to be a man he works for what he wants. 6 years old and he's reading.
So dad, not so much wrong. You know what I'm saying? I won't say just a man, but just people in general. You know what I'm saying? You got to work for what you want. You know what I'm saying? Things just don't get passed out and handed to you. I wish it was that easy, but life can be hard, and you just got to go after what you want. So my man's over here speaking some facts with it. But I see what he's doing. 1 through 2, kind of with the ages. I wonder if it's going to continue. Seems like it's about to be a story behind it, which Ren's a hell of a storyteller, so I'm all about it. So I love how he just draws you in and like just keeps the audience just there, just paying attention. It's crazy how he does it. It's masterful.
Pavements of his city, 5 years old, and his daddy told him, listen here son, you gotta learn to be a man. A man, he works for what he wants. 6 years old and he's reading, writing, top of the bunch. And when he's 7, his progression made him student number 1. 8 years old and he's praised for unusual grades. 9, his parents paid for private school to nurture the flame. 10, 11, 12, 13, he ascends and ascends. His daddy tells him, son, money is the means to all ends. 14, solving complex.
All right, I don't agree with money is the means to all ends. Money ain't the one all be all thing. I don't agree with daddy's advice right there. You know what I'm saying? But some people see it that way. Some people see money is the means of all ends. You know what I'm saying? But let's get back into it.
He tells him, son, money is the means to all ends. 14, solving complex mathematical equations. At 15, IQ 150, still elevating. 16, he develops complex software code that detects weaknesses in cybersecurity protocols. 17, and he sells his vision, keeping the share. Not yet an adult, but he's practically a millionaire. 18, and his daddy tells him, now you're a man. This world don't give a damn about you, so take all that you can. 19, he turns a profit stock.
All right, daddy's somewhere right on that. He said, well, this world don't give a damn about you, so take all that you can. Golly, the world don't give two shits about you. They will beat you down. You know what I'm saying? And like, you do got to take all that you can. I'm not saying that you got to sit there and beat others down so you can elevate. No one's saying that. But try to get everything that you can out of life, because life's going to beat you down. Try to get any and everything out of you. So, you know what I'm saying? Take advantage of the things that you can get. Take advantage of your status, your economical status. I'm not mad at people who do that. You got to do what you got to do out of life. But I agree with daddy when it comes to that one. You know what I'm saying?
A millionaire. 18, and his daddy tells him, now you're a man. This world don't give a damn about you, so take all that you can. 19, he turns a profit, stocks and shares, invest in product. 20, double down deposits. 21, his income rockets. 22, he learns the truth is just an obstacle to wealth. If you manipulate the data, then the lie will sell itself. 23, a life of luxury, crystal and cocaine. 24, he makes the Forbes list, they're applauding his name. 25, and his daddy tells him, listen here son, while you're sitting in that palace, that don't mean that you won. 26, a business shift, he switches business.
He said, while you're sitting in the palace, that don't mean that you won. Big facts. You know what I'm saying? Money, everyone has heard this, money don't bring you happiness, and it's so true. That's why you see so much famous people, be in a state of depression or unfortunately take their lives because they just not happy. They can have all the fame and fortune in the world, but it doesn't bring you happiness. So definitely just remember that. But this whoever is on the piano was killing it though. Golly. This the piano really like draws you in when you like listen to the Rim's words, and it's like it just really just brings life into Ren's words. So I don't know who on the piano, but go ahead, do your thing, big fella.
They're applauding his name. 25, and his daddy tells him, listen here son, while you're sitting in that palace, that don't mean that you won. 26, a business shift, he switches business to arms. He's 27, dealing nuclear and shells in Iran. 28, inside the Senate, money bought him a seat. He's 29, a role of counsel in the president's suite. Now he's 30, his daddy says you're losing the race, you're just a servant to the king, not even in second place. 31, a big maneuver for his daddy's approval, moving imports over borders from the exports out of Cuba. 32.
I just want to say, daddy giving him some good but also bad advice. He said a big maneuver for his daddy's approval. A lot of people, especially when it comes to just parents in general, it doesn't matter, son, daughter, mother, father, it really doesn't matter, right? Like as kids, we try to search for that approval from our parents to make sure, like, hey, are you proud of me? Like, am I good? Do I meet your standard, your expectations of what I'm supposed to turn out in life? And as someone who's a parent, right, telling your child like you're proud of them like makes a huge difference in their outcome and how they are. So like just take the time and just tell your kid like, yo, I'm proud of you. You know what I'm saying? I try to do that with my oldest daughter. My other two youngest, they don't understand, so it just goes right over their head. You know what I'm saying? But my oldest, I try to tell her like, "Yo, I'm proud of you about what she's doing." Like my daughter's in a robotics club, and she's in the coding and all this other stuff at the age of 10. So I'm all for it. I feed that flame. You know what I'm saying? Like, go ahead, get after it, because that's what I'm saying. You can be very successful with coding, freelance. You can make a pretty penny doing what she's starting off doing. So like just if you're a parent, just go tell your kid just how proud of you, proud of them you are. You know what I'm saying? It makes a huge difference in the kid's life. They earn to hear those words. You know what I'm saying?
Just a servant to the king, not even in second place. 31, a big maneuver for his daddy's approval. Moving imports over borders from the exports out of Cuba. 32, moving grams, growing kilos to tons. He's 33, filling warehouses with powder and guns. 34, turf war with nobody to stop it. Blind eye from the po-po inside of his pocket. 35, he gets the call. I'm sorry, son, but it's your father. Had a heart attack, I'm sorry, he's gone. 36, getting pissed up, abusing his product. 37, eyes glazed, disposition demonic. 38, with a prostitute, a moment of passion, heating up a silver spoon and then chasing the dragon. 39, getting reckless and hungry for power. Daddy's words are still driving him to kill and devour. Makes a move against the cartel, but the strategy's flawed. They retaliate and leave him in a hospital ward. A bullet
Mama says daddy's words still driving him to kill and devour. Like, it's really true what you tell your kids, and like their upbringing and how you raise your kids really kind of dictates how the character is going to be when they get older. Those little advice that you tell them when they are growing up and during their adolescence, definitely their teenage years, the little advice they teenagers, they listen and not listen. Like everyone knows this, right? But like when you give them advice and they take on to it, they listen. You know what I'm saying? They pay attention. So watch out what you tell your kids. You know what I'm saying? Watch out the advice that you tell them. You know what I'm saying? Like it can go good or bad. So just pay attention. Be conscious about what you're telling them.
Daddy's words are still driving him to kill and devour. Makes a move against the cartel, but the strategy's flawed. They retaliate and leave him in a hospital ward. A bullet buried in his vertebra and one in his leg. The doctor sighs and says, I don't think you'll be walking again. Fuck. Let me tell you a story about a boy named Jimmy. He was 40 and he cursed the words, mine, mine, gimme. 41 he wasn't walking, 42 not walking quickly, 43 never running round the pavements of his city, 44 inside a palace with a mountain of gold. But those riches turn to rubble when perspective evolves. Weighing heavy on his conscience is the value of gold. Lamborghini for a life, trading money for souls. Jimmy followed the code inside the land of the free. Put your hand inside the cookie jar, take more than you need. And his example is exaggerated versions of me. And it's a version of him, and it's a version of she, and it's a version of you. There's no escaping the blame. The way we live is parasitic. Fuck the money and fame. Cut the music. This isn't entertainment. This is real life. The way we live is lunacy, community, it declines. Hyperpolarized, always fighting, then we divide. Truth is less important than the money that we designed. Money's an invention. Politics from our invention. They all come from people's ideas. Did I mention? Border's an invention. Law and order fuel the tension. It leads to people killing each other. My solution?
I just want to say my man's over there spitting nothing but facts. Money is an invention. Politics from our inventions. Like, come on, man. Law and order fuel the tensions, lead us to killing each other. My solution? What's your solution? Because I see a gun on the table and some bullets. I don't know if that's a solution, big fella. But my man's over here just spitting facts, you know what I'm saying? Like I'm saying, people see money as one all be all type of situation. And let's just be real. Money is just a tool to get where you want to get to. That's how I see money. It's not the one all be all, but money is just a tool. You know what I'm saying? But I got to hear that thing again because that was deep.
Truth is less important than the money that we designed. Money's an invention. Politics from our invention. They all come from people's ideas. Did I mention? Border's an invention. Law and order fuel the tension. It leads to people killing each other. My solution? Everything is subject to change. We could build utopias if individuals were taught to use their brains. But if we teach kids in schools to always be sheep and put themselves before the herd if there's more money for me.
That is deep. He said, but if we teach our kids in school to always be sheep. That's one thing I don't, not the biggest fan of school because it's like, institutionalizes you to a certain extent, you know what I'm saying? Like school is great, right? But it definitely puts you in a state of you're supposed to be here at this time doing this, doing that, and it creates some discipline and some law and order to your kids and your students, right? So like I totally get the purpose of school, so don't kill me in the comment section. But he also said, and put ourselves before the herd if there's more money for me. Like, yo, a lot of people will climb over others to get where they want to get to. And especially when it comes to them dead presidents, we will push others down so you can elevate, like I was telling others. And that's a lot of people learn that way. And that's just not the way to do it. You know what I'm saying? There's so many other ways you're supposed to uplift people. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm all about, uplifting others. And so we can all rise. What's the saying? Rising tide lifts all ships. You know what I'm saying? Be that rising tide for others so everyone else can elevate with you. You know what I'm saying? But that was some deep shit right there.
Taught to use their brains. But if we teach kids in schools to always be sheep and put themselves before the herd if there's more money for me, then there's no future I see where the humans survive. We're parasites inside a petri dish with cannibal minds. Mold will grow upon the surface then consumes till it dies. And our fate could be the same without this story to the wise.
What kind of golden showers is going on here? Golly, just raining inside the building. That's different, I guess. I'm assuming this is just to set a scene up for something. That's my guess. But it was just very unexpected for your mans. I was not expecting that at all.
$45 Jimmy comes home out of the rain, soaking wet upon a wheelchair, drinking again. He is everything he wants, he is fortune and fame. He's a fortunate fool with an unfortunate fate, with a 45 caliber aimed at his brain. 45 a fitting number cause his age is the same. Here's the words of his father, it's such a damn shame. Then he presses on the trigger of a money game.
Golly, okay, Ren, that's what we on, big fella. Like I said, I don't think the gun was the answer, but I'm picking up. I see the message behind what he was doing. But this Ren is a spectacular sports storyteller. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know, not all artists can storytell and draw you into the story, paint the scene of, him telling his father. I mean, his father telling him all these advices, or he was saying like when he hit 23, 25, I can't remember, and was like luxury crystals and cocaine. Like, you can picture that in the head, or being on the Forbes list. You can picture him on the magazine of the Forbes. Like, how he just draws you into the story and you can set the scene up in your mind. Like, not a lot of artists can do that. You know what I'm saying? And like, Ren is one of one. You know what I'm saying? One of fucking one. No one can touch him. And that's in my opinion, in his own lane. No one can swerve into his own lane. There's other artists that I personally believe that's better than him, but he is in his own lane. He is one of one. And I'm pretty sure I'm not the only one that feels this way. But I definitely enjoyed it. Enjoyed the storytelling. Like I'm saying, it definitely drew me in. I definitely got to listen to this again and again and again to really digest everything that he's saying. And I just really enjoyed this, song, enjoyed the music video. And it's Ren, outdid himself, you know what I'm saying? But I'm curious, you know what I'm saying? I think I'm going to do a poll, but I'm curious, like, what's y'all favorite money games? Part 1, part 2, or part 3? Let me know in the comment section. I'm definitely curious. Like I say, I think I'm going to just make a poll because I'm curious what other people's opinions are. And tell me why it's your favorite. You know what I'm saying? But if y'all messing with your mans, y'all like the content and messing with it, go down there, like the video, subscribe to the channel. You know what I'm saying? This is greatly appreciated. Helps the channel out, helps build the community of people who care about the lyrics and care about independent artists and want to get their engagement up and support them in some way, and also support me is definitely appreciated. But I'm gonna get up out of here. I'll check y'all next time. So, deuces.